Okay, you know, I mean, the menstruation is not something I am afraid of. A lot of women will squat down very well, open their legs very well, then put their hands into their vagina, keep pouring water, washing it.
That's not
Do you understand? And you know it's not healthy. It is altering the pH environment.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel Reality Entertainment TV, and it's still Reality Check with Chooks. And guess what? Today again, this week we have another very interesting topic. We're going on a very short break and we'll come back shortly. Stick around. Alright guys, welcome back to the show. It's still Reality Entertainment TV and still Reality Check with Chooks. And if you look around you, I'm sure you like what you see. Yes, I have a house full of always gorgeous, pretty ladies. And this time I have a very pretty mommy join us on the show. And not just that she's here to be a part of the show, she's here to also educate us and you, the audience, on a very, very special or very, very crucial topic. Alright, I will start from my right. I'll start by introducing our special guest. I have here Dr. Brenda Okoma. Dr. Okoma is she's a nurse and also a doctor in public health. She's been practicing for 8 years. Dr. am I correct?
Very correct. Thank you.
Alright, Doctor, it's good to have you on the show. So Doctor is here to, I'm sure you have the urge, you're aching to know the topic we're discussing today. Just hold on a little bit. I'll get to that part later. Then I have on my right, I have Mr. Ugochukwu Sparkling. I have Frances. Then I have, of course, a familiar face, Snow White, and always a familiar face, Andrea. Alright guys, welcome back to the show. Now let's get to it. Today on the show we're discussing something very, very important. We're discussing health, and that is why Doctor is here with us. We're discussing hygiene, and the topic says handling genital odor. Yeah, it's something a lot to shy away from. Most people don't want to hear about that, but we're here to talk about it because that's what we do. Talk about things you don't normally want to hear. You know, people talk the hush topic, and then we throw it on the table and talk about it. Handling genital odor. We all believe it's a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a thing, and most people don't really know how they can effectively handle that. I believe Doctor is here to enlighten us what could be the possible causes of it.
Okay.
And how to manage it for people that might be going through issues like that, and the best way to keep such things from happening, from not having such experiences. So Doc, I will start by asking you, what are the causes? Because you're going to enlighten us both the female gender and the male gender. What are the causes of having a genital odor?
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chooks.
Thank you, Doc.
We're talking about genitalia odor here. And before we go ahead to talk about genitalia odor, we have to find out what it is and what causes it, how it probably can be prevented in the future or cured medically. Now, talking about genitalia, we all know the organs of the reproductive organs. The organs of the reproductive system. And these organs, especially the external organs, are made up of, in the man, the penis, the scrotum. In the woman or in the females, you have the vulva, the vagina, the vestibule, the cervix. Okay, now, talking about this genitalia odor, we all know what odor is: offensive smell.
Yeah, sure.
So when offensive smell is coming from these reproductive organs, and it could be as a result of inflammation or as a result of infection, it all boils down to one particular thing: hygiene. Possible causes in men. First of all, we talk about personal hygiene, because in everything we do to get rid of odor, naturally hygiene has to come in. Then again, you talk about the infection. When you're talking about hygiene, you have medical situations or conditions known as smegma or banalus. Smegma is as a result of buildup of dead cells around the tip of the penis. This happens most often with uncircumcised men. You know, the excess skin around the tip of the penis wouldn't allow them to clean it very, very well. That's why if you're opting for that, if you're going for that uncircumcision, you must really be ready to give an extra care and concern towards cleaning the tips of those penis because of the excess foreskin. You have the banalurus, which is as a result of, let's say the other one is dead cells, and this one is as a result of any dirt that it picks around it. Okay, it could be from the sweat after sports. It could be from the fat, the adipose tissues that attract a lot of heat, and wearing warm boxers over and over and over. Men have that.
Yeah, they actually do.
They're on the way.
They do.
They do. So you see, that could cause offensive odor coming from that place. Another thing that could cause it is STI. If the man is infected with
sexually transmitted infections.
Sexually transmitted infections, sorry, and mostly of trichomonas species, trichomoniasis. Okay, it can also cause foul smell to come from that place. All right.
Okay, Doc, sorry to cut in there. When you say tricho, but I'm hearing a lot of words, medical words. I had banana or whatever. So you said as a result of tricho.
Trichomonas species.
Okay, what is this exactly?
Trichomonas species is a fungal infection, all right, that affects the genitalia, that affects the reproductive system, all right. So now, if they're infected with this, they can come up with genitalia odor. Another thing that can cause it is maybe gonococcal urethritis. The cause of this is inflammation of the bladder. The cause can be idiopathic, as in it's unknown sometimes, but oftentimes it's as a result of maybe a bacteria going into the bladder or a foreign body into the bladder. Okay, it can cause the bladder to inflame, causing them to have some kind of discharges and inflammation.
For the man this time.
Yes. Now going over to the woman.
Doctor, please, before you go over to the, I know their own might take the whole day, because a lot of things happens there.
Are you so sure?
No, not quite sure. But you said something earlier. I don't know what you called it. Something cocoa banana, something again. But related to men that are uncircumcised.
Okay. Yes.
So
yes.
Now,
Megma.
Thank you, Megma. So now, how can they, the outer skin now, probably strapping some dirt or something, and maybe can cause that in.
Okay, yes.
So does that mean, anytime they have to take the bath or
talking about the causes here. When we come to taking care of it, managing manage the situation.
All right, I'm eager for us to get to the ladies part, because that's why I have a lot of them on the platform.
Why are you so eager for the ladies?
Yeah, because I think it would be quite interesting to discuss that. What are the causes of female genital odor? We all know men, because of male anatomy. I don't think genital odor is such a big problem. Yeah. Not saying that there has narrated.
It's still, if you're talking about anatomy, it might not be much of a problem. Yeah. But if we talk about socially, emotionally, mentally, it could be a problem. Okay. I mean, your girlfriend might not stand you having some odor oozing out from there.
Sure. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't. Yeah,
so you see,
guys, if you wear one boxer, I hope you are listening to that. and ladies, I think it's your job to make sure. How many boxers has your boyfriend? She has only one boxer.
We've not gotten there yet. Please slow down.
Okay. I think I'm too fast. All right, let's get to the female. What are the causes of genital odor for the girls this time? For the female, what could be the causes of that?
A lot of things may be questioned in the female genital odor. First of all, the vagina is supposed to have some kind of odor.
A natural.
It's supposed.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Some kind of odor. It could be spicy, metallic. You understand? Okay. Metallic odor. That is during menstruation. Ladies here will confirm that during menstruation.
You all know that.
Okay. So Sometimes it could have this spicy odor kind of,
It means
or
spicy
something
like
that
Maggi kind of spicy,
like
or
ginger, like
ginger.
ginger
Wow.
stuff,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Then naturally it has this like sour
Taste.
odor kind of.
Okay.
Like sour.
So it's
Okay.
tasty again.
Since ginger is coming from the salt can actually, that's why you say salty. I like
You
the
know?
taste. Yeah.
These are the expected natural odor that should come out from the female genitalia. But the woman gets worried if the odor coming out from there becomes fishy.
Crayfish.
Okay? Yes, that crayfish,
like
that like
catfish.
catfish odor. No, I'm sure you may have experienced that. And now,
I feel attacked. But this.
sorry about that though.
There's no-
Okay, so that is a cause for worry because it could be a pointer to something. It could be a pointer to some vaginal bacterial infection. It could be as a result of viral infection or fungus infection. It could also be as a result of overgrowth of the bacteria that are supposed to be, that is bacterial vaginosis. The vagina is a self-cleansing organ. You may have heard that. When they tell you it's a self-cleansing organ, is because the environment of the vagina is acidic. The pH is acidic. That means that organisms are not going to survive there, except for those bacteria which are originally put in place, you know, to protect the pH of that place. Okay, now, if as a result of so many activities that women engage into these days, you hear them,
What kind of activities? Do you mind?
Douching. Women think that pouring water into the vagina makes it clean, and now you're altering the pH of that
hearing that?
environment.
Wow.
Okay. Another thing is a lot of adverts coming from big companies these days. You know, they tell you use this tightener, use this as in to give whatever fragrance to that place. Please, even a soap that has fragrance is not supposed to be used down there. You use a mild soap with a lot of water to wash the external part of your vagina. You understand?
Okay.
That is the only place you're allowed to, because once the pH of your vagina environment is altered, then you might begin to attract all the bacteria or the overgrowth of its own normal flora, which will become a problem. Apart from giving odor, it can also give you itching and discomfort. And women here, you know how it can be. It's not fun.
Very discomforting. Very discomforting.
All the personal experience. That's
Damn.
So these are the range of things like we've mentioned: use of soaps, chemicals, vagina tighteners, fragrances around there. Then sometimes it could be as a result of intake of antibiotics. You know why? When you're drinking antibiotics, maybe to treat some other bacterial infections in the body, it might go as far as eating down on those bacteria that are supposed to protect those places. Okay, and when they go down, when the number goes down, it becomes porous, as into other invading organisms. Another case, you want to say something?
Yes, can it also be as a result of not urinating after having sex?
Okay, I'm also coming to that. I wanted to say that after sex, not urinating, after a while, you know, this sperm is coming from an alkaline environment into the acidic environment. So not urinating after having sex, the sperm, the seminal fluid, everything accumulating there, mixing up with whatever that is found in the vagina, can also begin to give offensive odor. Yes, sex is a contributing factor too. Another contributing factor to that is menstrual period. You know, sometimes women in their menstrual flow, you find out, especially for the working class ladies, maybe they put it there in the morning, especially for those who claim they don't have heavy flows, they can carry it for more than 6 hours. That can also be. Yes. Then sometimes it could be a forgotten tampon. I think I've experienced that in the clinic before. A forgotten tampon. Somebody placed the tampon inside and also a pad outside. Okay, the pad got filled up. She removed it and forgot the one inside. It is not a problem though. It's not going to problem. The only thing is that the bacteria are going to build around this tampon. And immediately the foul odor started coming. She had to go check up herself. And as soon as they removed the tampon, the odor started going gradually.
Well, I believe the audience, you've listened to the doctor, you're listening to what she's saying about the causes of these infections, both in the male and female gender. And I believe you have questions, you can ask that in the comment section, and she'll be here, to talk about that, to treat that, to answer that. But meanwhile, before I get back to the doctor, I have my audience, I have the female audience here, the female guest here rather. We've been listening to Dr. This way, and she said something quite interesting about because now we have a lot of product out there, a lot of these big companies, like you said, trying to market so many products, that will get your vagina tight, smells good, do this and do that. And there's also doctors on social media with different, opinions and ideas and advice exactly of what women should do. So the female audience, you have questions or maybe an idea that you need clarification based on what you've previously believed or known, and maybe is working for you, and you want to ask, why is it like this when doctor said this is the way it should be?
Okay, for me, I think I normally know that they said we shouldn't use soap and we should use a lot of water. But when she was talking, she said we shouldn't use a lot of water down there. So for me, I feel like she was still in the causes of while that place gets to smell, So I was just waiting for maybe when she told us when or how to prevent those foul odors. I might get to ask my own question of why we shouldn't use excess, because if you don't use excess water, I don't know. There's no way but there's no way you get to, I feel like you feel that you've actually washed your vagina very well. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
I'm trying to get it, but there's a little twist. Thank you for that submission though. You said I said we shouldn't use plenty of water, or I said you shouldn't allow water into the vagina.
Yeah, I think that's what she said. You should not allow water
into the vagina.
But how do you even get to know that it's inside already when you're just bathing and then
okay, the menstruation is not something I am afraid of. Okay. A lot of women will squat down very well, open their legs very well, then put their hands into their vagina, keep pouring water, washing it.
That's not.
Do you understand? And it's not healthy. It is altering the pH environment. That's why I say the places you wash, like she mentioned, she said vulva herself. You wash around the vulva. That's the lips. The vulva is the lips of the vagina. Both the labia and the labia majora and the labia minora. Those are the places. Then you can also open up your vestibule. That's the place they do clean during vulva swabbing. So you can open up your vestibules and clean it. The vestibule is the place that is close to the clitoris.
Okay, you've answered that question. Because I think most people don't know what's vestibule. So just somewhere close to the clitoris.
Yes, that opening. When you open the lips of the vagina, it's like snail now. Now that head of the snail, that's where the clitoris is. So that line, that's the vestibule.
Okay.
Yes.
The line of the snail.
Alright, Doc, thank you so much. I think it's been a very quite interesting session. Getting to learn this thing, the causes now. So now let's get to the prevention.
Okay.
You started with the male, so we'll start with the male. Then we'll get, because I think the female part takes more elaborate explanation and illustration and all that.
Like you mentioned, it's more of their problem.
Yeah, it's more of their problem. Okay. More of the problem. So for men, how do men prevent having?
Talking about prevention of genitalia odor, we start with personal hygiene. Everything starts from the home. The men are advised to take care of themselves, like we mentioned. Wearing the same boxers over and over again is not healthy.
So do you have a recommendation of how many boxers a man should have?
Okay, I am not going to tell a man how many boxers he's going to have.
Or how long should a man wear a single boxer?
Now, they are underwears. And they absorb sweat, and sweat harbors bacteria a lot, so it should be done once.
Exactly.
So one boxer a day.
day.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
If a man out there watching this, you are supposed to be wearing 1 boxers a day.
A day.
Practically, how many boxers? How long do
Of
you wear
course,
boxers?
like 1 a day, as doctor said.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
If you have your bath in the night, don't wear the one you wore before you had your bath.
you.
No,
Change it.
actually in the night I don't wear boxers when I
Wow.
I
You free
don't.
the environment.
I free the whole place.
That's a very beautiful.
Thank you, doctor.
All right, Doc, please further on that for men.
Okay.
What are further ways to prevent?
Okay. Then you wash your pennies. Make sure you devote time to washing your pennies, the tips, the cap around the ring of the cap.
Is it a proper
Wash it
the
down.
proper way to wash the pennies?
You
'Cause
just
most
use
people
my soap, water. You can also use soft sponge.
Okay.
There's no problem in doing that.
Okay.
Just clean it, devote your time, clean it, okay? Like you prepare for that stuff. Just clean it, clean it very well, all right? And make it clean. That is one. Another thing is try washing your pennies and scrotum with soap and sponge after sex. That will also help reduce the odor down
To
there.
avoid the other things that came from the other place sticking around.
That might not sound so medical, but then it will help reduce the load.
Okay.
So I have a question. I was discussing with a
ahead.
lady some time ago, and he said something that actually struck me. That I felt most men neglect. That men need to wash their genital organ after urinating. Maybe there might be a urine around
They will hit it.
the penis. Like you wear boxers and it's still, the whole
Isn't
thing
that
is
funny?
dried up.
Isn't that funny?
And then just drop
The problem is with the people that are going to meet after urinating, especially for those people that fling their stuff after urinating. Some of these will drop on their fingers,
Most of us will
and
fling.
they will keep on shaking
Shaking
people
hands.
and urinating. But if it's about after urination, you keep washing your distance. Please make sure you mute this.
Thank you.
What I'm saying?
Of course, it's not even practicable. That means I will carry water anywhere I want to
You
urinate.
can
It's not
imagine. So
practicable.
what's the need of wearing the boxers?
Thank you.
That's why I say you change your boxers every day. Because these
I'm
boxers
glad
always
you're saying
wet.
that, Doc, because she said that she made me feel very bad. I felt like, damn, I've been making a mistake all this
And
year.
you really have been trying so hard to be perfect.
Exactly. So now you say it, I think I just feel relieved.
I know.
It's not actually a problem.
No, the thing is on personal hygiene, you take your bed properly in the morning and you take your bed properly after doing any strenuous job, any job that made you sweat. You understand? And at the end of every exercise, for those people that work out, at the end of every exercise, you're expected to do what? Wash your body thoroughly and remove everything you wore
During the
in the exercise. Wash them, feed them, dry.
That's
if possible,
all.
iron.
Okay.
That's all the men need to do.
I want to ask something. What about wiping? Because when the women use the restroom, they use toilet rolls to wipe. Can the men also do that? It mustn't actually be
So what
water.
exactly?
The tip of the penis. It's toilet roll.
Okay,
Can be
yes,
inside
for
your
that
pocket.
extra hygiene, you can actually dab. Like, let me correct that thing. Women shouldn't wipe after urinating. Rather, you dab.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to.
Yes.
When you mean dabbing, can you explain so that maybe
Okay.
the person watching that
Dabbing is just like tapping the clothes, whatever tissue cloth you're going to use.
Okay, you should like
dab it to
like move
collect
it
the
up,
excess.
down.
No.
Touch it,
dab
just like this, as in like this.
Use this.
To
Okay.
remove.
As in you're talking about men now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just the tip of the head.
I'm going to get you
When
out of
it
this
comes to
club.
looking
I'm
yourself,
Okay, I have a
when it
question.
comes to
Alright,
I have a question.
No, no,
Okay, when it comes to, let me say you want to use the toilet, maybe you want to defecate, is it proper for you to use toilet roll or washing? Because I've heard so many doctors saying it's more healthy washing than using toilet
It's more healthy washing than using toilet roll. I will even tell some people, if you know you have long nails, your nails are not properly cut, like he's having this shovel on his hand, you do what? You first of all
my nails are
clean. I'm sorry about that. I don't know
Why
why I
not?
keep attacking you because it stayed on my leg.
I'm your favorite.
No, it's just on my right.
Oh, okay.
You know.
But it's good, I like the attack. When it's time for a doctor, I feel safe.
Okay, so you may practice cleaning first of all to remove excess defecations from the inner part and then wash further with water. It is always healthy to use water. Naturally, water is good for neutralizing infection. Even drinking water, even getting rid of this genital odor, drinking a lot of water is there. There is also this thing that the food we eat also plays a role there.
Wow.
Yes, it plays a role there.
Sure.
Have you noticed for some people that if you take something like
Orange
or
pineapple,
gold, you know the odor there is quite different.
Is it, so what is the difference now? When you take orange and pineapple, does it make it better or does it
okay. Fruits are definitely going to make it smell nice.
smell like pineapple or orange?
Okay, it will be, like if you take pineapple,
Yes.
It will smell like pineapple.
And yeah, close to something
like
very
that.
nice, you know.
I think that
Something
explains
very
why I
nice.
see a lot of ladies buying pineapple right there at the junction.
It might be. I wouldn't know.
Oh.
I wouldn't know.
Wow. Interesting.
But then eating fruits and a lot of green vegetables helps to
improve
keep
the
the
odor.
health there intact.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. So the diet we eat should also
Is
come
it the
to
same
play.
for the men? It's in,
Yes, fruits and vegetable is good for every other person.
in terms of the odor.
Odor control.
down-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But it seems like there are certain fruits, like if you eat like cucumber like this, will it alter will it help to in the controlling the odor or something? Like
It's fruits.
orange
it's
does.
The fruits, the answer to because I don't know where they're going to
Ignore
Okay. I want to know whether vegetables can be added or something. That's it.
Okay, so I want to ask something. What do you think about steaming?
Okay, yes, steaming is nice, but then you have to know the contents of your steaming, your bath. That is, it is called, you call it steaming. It is called seize bath. Okay, seize bath is actually a medical procedure.
Okay, I think for those of us that are naive, I think I have some audience that could be like me. You might need to understand what is steaming, like what is the process, what is steaming all about?
Okay, steaming, seize bath, whatever you call it. It is a medical procedure. It is used for after women that give birth. They use it for them during infection to reduce the load or itching down there to make you more comfortable.
Yes.
Okay, it is done in a particular procedure where you use boiled water. Okay, at a certain degree. We're not in the clinic, and I am not supposed to be dishing out things in this form. Okay, so you use that water, you add some certain products to it to make the steam coming out from it, you know, have certain products that will be able to attack bacteria around.
How does it attack the bacteria?
Oh, the steam, when it is coming, the same way that if you open an old filled pit toilet during the sun and this ooze comes from
Okay,
it,
you mean
a lot
the
of
woman
bacteria
sits
are coming.
on top of the
Yes,
the
the woman
container where
sits
this
on
thing-
top of it. Yes,
Okay,
the woman sits on top of it. This thing comes in gradually. Sometimes the water have to touch out. Sometimes
Okay.
they let go.
All right, so let's get to we've talked about the prevention for the
Yes.
men. Let's get to the women. How do
We were
women-
talking about the both of them at the same time because she shipped a question and we said even this steam bath too can help. Okay. We mentioned already the food that we eat, our diet. We mentioned it. Even the personal hygiene cuts across every gender. You know that both man and women are involved in this personal hygiene. We mentioned something concerning the tampon. Reduce the use of tampon, sanitary pad.
I think I have a question.
Please
You
go
know,
ahead.
you said something about antibacterial, like people that drink it a lot. So I'm like, what if you're required to drink it and you said it really affects?
If you are required to drink it, I want to understand why you are required to drink it and who is prescribing it to you.
Exactly.
One of the problems we have in these health issues is that we do self-medication a lot. Because she used it worked for her. She will see you presenting some symptoms and she will be like, hey, this was exactly what happened to me. I took this and I became fine. So you go and take it. Before you know it will deteriorate further. Okay, and you see these days vaginal cancer, cervical cancer have become so prominent. Let us be very careful with what we put in there, especially the aphrodisiacs of these days, please. Many of them are loaded with
Yes, this yoni pearl. That thing is crazy.
The what?
Yoni pearl that people sell. The wrong one.
They say it makes the place pleasant. It can even kill fibroids, and I'll be
Like seriously, they'll be posting pictures of them wondering,
And these things are not medically certified. So it could be a problem.
Yes.
So I believe you're listening to this. If you're a lady out there watching, I'm sure you are picking up one or two very vital information about your health, especially when it comes to your reproductive organ, your female genital. Doctor here has told us so many things that could be very detrimental, that might not be actually healthy. Things that most women out there are doing because they saw it online, or because it was prescribed to them by a friend, or because they felt this will improve either the smell or the. So now you've learned that there are some things that you should not do that will alter the pH.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a doctor right now.
And keeping several sexual partners too.
That's interesting.
Yes, keeping several sexual partners. The women indulge in that a lot, and if you do that, you keep on mixing from this person, Peter to Paul, John Paul, and all that. You find out that the older day.
So women indulge in that a lot. Our last topic.
You are correct in that.
I think she shall answer
the question. So you see.
Okay, you had an argument like
that.
Yeah,
which gender cheats the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's not go back to something.
Please, Mr. Chuks, if I may ask, Doctor, since you're here, let me explore the opportunity to get this.
Okay.
You talked about a certain amount of bacteria that are supposed to be there.
Normal flora.
Thank you very much. So, what happens if it gets into the mouth? How does it?
It becomes opportunistic. That's why you have routes of infection. When an organism that is supposed to be a friend in an area gets to another area, it becomes a foe.
It's an enemy.
Yes.
All right, Doc. You made mention of you were saying something.
Sorry about that. Even when they are the normal flora, in the place of compromised immunity, they might also become foes.
Oh, interesting. So, in an instance where a woman, in this case, has a multiple sexual partner, you said it's also a problem. It's not a good thing. And I'm asking you, how about when she's using effectively the protection? Maybe a condom.
Yes.
Does it still pose the same threats?
Use of condom is very okay, but let's not forget in a hurry that some of these condoms are heavily loaded with chemicals. They tell you there are lubricants, there are these, there are antibacterials, and all those stuffs. So too much of everything we all know is very bad. So let us keep a check.
So the use of condom can also be a risk, can also cause maybe a genital imbalance when it comes to the odor.
Yes, exactly. Imbalance in the pH.
Guys.
No, I'm not advocating for that, please.
Okay, don't try that.
Use it in moderation.
I am saying don't try that. Make sure
always use condom.
Yes.
Please, always use condoms.
Always. Then I think this time I have to get to the cure.
Okay.
In a situation where someone is already going through this, how do they get to handle this? How can they cure it effectively?
If you notice that this odor is coming from there, most times offensive odor can come and still go by themselves in women. If they're able to go by themselves, it's no cause for worry. Just maintain your healthy lifestyle. That is the personal hygiene. But if it continues, if it persists, it might even begin to give you signs for other things. To be on a safer side, I do not do prescriptions like this.
You have to wait and see if you can go.
Doctor, run a test. Yes.
That's true. That's true. So that is. So see the doctor. Okay, doctor in this case, doctor will now check you.
You will go for diagnosis to know why it is coming. Sometimes it could even be as a result of some growth inside your body. It could be a pointer to so many things you might not know. And if you don't figure it out on time, it might be as detrimental as this. You understand?
So what you're saying is don't self-medicate.
Do not self-medicate.
Don't try it. When you have symptoms, if you persist, the best thing to do is make sure you go and seek for a medical help and talk to a medical expert. Wow, doctor, has been quite a very interesting moment with you. I learned a lot personally, and I'm sure you, the audience, you learned a lot too. And of course, the guests, you ladies learned one or two, right?
A lot.
Yes.
Sandra looks like she learns a lot. Now you know you don't have to wipe it, you dab it, right?
I didn't use the right words. I
already knew because when I said it, she concurred.
And Frances, you look satisfied. You picked up. Snow White. Snow White is like, I think.
So you see, without pouring water into that place, you still feel clean after.
And now my very good friend here cannot get more than one boxer.
Please.
Yeah. Very important.
Doc, would you want to maybe share with the audience, maybe someone that wants to ask you questions or consultations, do you feel like?
Okay, yes, I'm on Facebook.
Okay, they can come to your Facebook and ask questions.
Yes.
All right, so you can give the audience your Facebook. Facebook, what they call it these days? No,
Handle.
Handle.
Okay, I'm on Facebook.
To be on the screen.
Oh, thank you. I'm on Facebook as Healthy Living with Dr. Brenda.
Okay, Healthy Living with Dr. Brenda. So if you go to Facebook and type Healthy Living with Dr. Brenda, you get, I guess that's the page, that's your page.
Yes.
So you can go to her page and ask her any question that you want further on this very topic. Doctor, it has been a pleasure, an honor having you on the show.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Church.
Thank you so much. Thank you for finding out time to come and join us. Alright guys, remember this is still Reality Entertainment TV and it's still Reality Check with Ivechuze. I know how we do it. We talk, discuss very interesting topics and of course very educating topics like the one we just discussed today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like, share our content and I'm sure you enjoy watching it. So let others see and also learn from what we just talked about today. We'll see you again next week. I've had Dr. Brenda Okoma. She's a nurse and also
a public health
a doctor in public health, and she's been practicing for 8 years. She's quite good at it. Then I had Mr. Ugo, aka Sparkling. Then I had Frances, I had Snow White, and of course I had Andrea. Guys, we'll see you again next week. Make sure you stay healthy. Make sure you take your personal hygiene very serious and make sure you follow everything that you've learned today from Dr. Brenda. So we'll see you again next week. Stay healthy and stay safe. Bye for now.
Bye.